Bacterial contamination that could hospitalize your family, and you paid for it. Aldi has convinced millions of Australians they are beating the system. But behind that quarter trolley and those narrow aisles is a private label machine so opaque you have no idea who made your food or where it came from. I'm about to expose 9 specific Aldi practices that should make you never walk through those sliding doors again. And at the end, I will show you exactly where to shop instead. Stay with me. Number 1, the Crest Bubble Bars recall for black rubber. In March 2026, Aldi issued an urgent nationwide recall for 3 varieties of Crest Bubble Bars: Choc Rainbow, Birthday Cake, and Choc Chip. The problem was foreign matter, black rubber pieces embedded in the product. These were lunchbox items, snack bars marketed to families, marketed to children. And they contained pieces of black rubber that could cause illness or injury if swallowed. The affected products had been sold across New South Wales, Australian Capital Territory, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, and Western Australia. The best before date was September 2026. That means these products were sitting in pantry cupboards across the country while parents were packing them into school bags, completely unaware. The recall notice from Food Standards Australia New Zealand was clear. Consumers should not eat this product, return it for a full refund, seek medical advice if concerned. But here is the real issue. How does black rubber get into a Rice Krispie bar in the first place? It means something failed at the manufacturing level. A gasket, a seal, a conveyor belt. Something in the production line broke down, and the quality control system did not catch it before the product was boxed, shipped, and shelved. When you buy a private label snack from Aldi, you are trusting that their supplier network has perfect quality control. This recall proves that trust was misplaced. The marketing promises a safe, affordable lunchbox treat. The reality delivers a product that was pulled from every Aldi store in the country because it contained industrial rubber. The texture that should have been chewy and sweet was potentially hiding fragments of factory equipment. That is not a snack. That is a hazard disguised as a treat. Have you ever found something weird in a snack bar from Aldi? Drop it in the comments. And if you think rubber in a snack bar is bad, the next one is going to make you furious. Number 2, the Made Real Whole Food Balls recall for metal fragments. In September 2025, Aldi recalled Made Real Whole Food Balls after metal fragments were found in the product. Initially, it was select date markings. Then Aldi extended the recall to cover all date markings up to and including September 2026. That is not a minor batch issue. That is a fundamental production failure across an entire product line. The products affected included cashew cocoa and berry flavor and peanut butter and caramel flavor in both 69-gram and 184-gram packs. These were health food products, premium positioned, whole food labeled, sold to conscious consumers who thought they were making a better choice, and they contained metal shards. The recall was issued jointly with Coles and Woolworths, who had similar products from the same supplier, but the Aldi products were in stores across every mainland state and territory. The Food Standards warning stated that consuming the products may cause illness or injury. That is the official language, for this could cut your mouth, damage your teeth, or worse. When you pay a premium for a whole food ball, you expect quality control. You expect that the factory making your health snack is not letting metal fragments through. Aldi's private label system means they source from suppliers who often make similar products for multiple supermarkets. The cost pressure is enormous. And when cost pressure meets high volume, quality control is often the first thing that slips. The packaging promises health and wellness. The recall register reveals a production system that allowed metal into food. You thought you were buying a clean, nutritious snack. You were actually buying a product that could have caused internal injury. The gap between the promise and the reality is staggering. Did you ever buy these whole food balls? Let me know in the comments if you got lucky. Number 3, the Urban Eats Japanese-style vegetable gyoza recall for glass. In July 2025, Aldi recalled Urban Eats Japanese-style vegetable gyoza due to the presence of foreign matter, glass. The affected product was a 750-gram pack sold across every Aldi store in New South Wales, Australian Capital Territory, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, and Western Australia. Glass in food is not a minor inconvenience. It is a serious safety hazard. Broken glass can cause lacerations to the mouth, throat, and digestive tract. It can require surgical removal. It can cause internal bleeding. And like the rubber and the metal, it raises a devastating question about the production environment. How does glass get into a frozen dumpling? It means something shattered in the factory, a light fixture, a window, a processing vessel, and the quality control systems failed to detect it before the product was sealed, frozen, and shipped to thousands of stores. The Aldi private label model relies on suppliers operating at massive scale with thin margins. When margins are thin, maintenance gets deferred. When maintenance gets deferred, things break. And when things break in a food factory, the consumer pays the price. The marketing promises an easy, affordable Asian-style dinner. The reality delivers a product that was recalled nationwide because it contained glass. Imagine biting into a dumpling and feeling a sharp crunch. Imagine your child doing the same. That is the risk you take when you trust a discount supply chain with your dinner. Have you ever bought these gyoza? Tell me in the comments if you dodged a bullet. Number 4. The specially selected French Laval cheese recall for Listeria. In August 2025, Aldi recalled specially selected French Laval cheese due to potential microbial contamination. Listeria monocytogenes. This is not a hypothetical risk. Listeria is a dangerous bacteria that can cause serious illness, particularly in pregnant women, the elderly, and people with weakened immune systems. It can lead to miscarriage. It can lead to stillbirth. It can lead to meningitis. The recall was for 300-gram packs sold in Aldi stores across multiple states. Cheese is a high-risk product for Listeria because it is often eaten cold, without cooking, and the bacteria can grow at refrigeration temperatures. When Aldi puts a French name on a cheese, wraps it in premium packaging, and prices it as a specialty item, shoppers assume it has been handled with care. They assume the cold chain was maintained. They assume the supplier was vetted. But this recall shows that the private label system can fail at the most basic level of food safety. The brand name promises European sophistication. The recall notice reveals a product that could have seriously harmed vulnerable consumers. A pregnant woman eating this cheese could have faced devastating consequences. An elderly person could have ended up in hospital. And the only reason they were protected was because the recall happened before they ate it. Not because the system prevented contamination, because the recall caught it after the fact. That is not safety. That is luck. Did you have this cheese in your fridge? Let me know in the comments. Number 5, the fake oregano scandal that landed Aldi in front of the ACCC. This one goes back to 2016, but it is foundational to understanding how Aldi's private label system works. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission accepted court-enforceable undertakings from Aldi after Consumer Group Choice exposed that Aldi's oregano was not 100% oregano. Choice testing found that only 5 of 12 tested oregano samples across multiple brands were pure. The rest were bulked out with olive leaves, sumac, and other fillers. Aldi was one of the major retailers caught in the scandal. The ACCC investigation confirmed the problem. Now, you might say this was years ago, but here is why it still matters. The oregano scandal reveals the core mechanic of the private label model. When Aldi controls the brand, they control the supplier. When they control the supplier, they control the cost pressure. And when cost pressure is relentless, suppliers cut corners. They substitute ingredients. They bulk out premium products with cheap fillers. They hope nobody notices. The consumer buys a jar of what they think is pure oregano. They are actually buying a blend of leaves and mystery plant matter. The label says Oregano. The contents say cost cutting. And because the brand is Aldi's own, not a transparent manufacturer, the shopper has no way to know who to hold accountable. The marketing promises authentic herbs and spices. The testing revealed a product that was not what it claimed to be. If they will fake oregano, what else will they fake? That is the question every Aldi shopper should be asking. Ever bought Aldi herbs and wondered why they tasted off? Tell me in the comments. Number 6. The special buys supply chain disaster. Aldi's special buys are the heart of the store's identity. Middle aisles, limited stock, urgency, FOMO. Shoppers line up before opening. They rush for the middle aisles. They grab items they did not plan to buy because the deal looks incredible and the stock is limited. But here is the hidden cost of that system. Aldi has repeatedly warned shoppers to prepare for disappointment when special buys fail to arrive. Supply chain issues, port delays, container backlogs. These are not rare events. They are structural features of a global sourcing model that prioritizes cost over reliability. In late 2022, Aldi publicly admitted that a backlog at key ports was causing massive delays, forcing products to be diverted to distant ports and then trucked across the country, adding unaccounted days to delivery. The result? Advertised products that never make it to shelves. Shoppers who drive to stores specifically for an item, only to find empty pallets. Time wasted, fuel wasted, trust eroded. But the deeper issue is what this reveals about Aldi's sourcing model. They are not buying from stable local supply chains for these products. They are importing from overseas, running lean inventory, and crossing their fingers that the container arrives on time. When it does not, you are the one who suffers. The marketing promises an exciting treasure hunt every Wednesday and Saturday. The reality delivers empty shelves, wasted trips, and a business model that treats your time as disposable. You are not a valued customer. You are a participant in a logistics gamble where the house almost always wins. Have you ever driven to Aldi for a special buy and found nothing? Let me know in the comments. Number 7. The shrinking quality of Aldi house brands. This is where the consumer betrayal becomes personal. Many Aldi shoppers have noticed a pattern over the past few years. The products they loved are changing. The chocolate is waxy, the biscuits are smaller, the chips are thinner, the frozen meals are blander, the meat is waterier. This is not imagination. This is the predictable outcome of a private label system under cost pressure. Reddit threads and consumer forums are filled with long-time Aldi shoppers complaining that their favorite products have been quietly changed, recipes altered, sizes reduced, quality dropped, prices stayed the same or went up. One shopper noted that their list of Aldi items keeps shrinking because many house brand products have lost quality while prices have increased. Another pointed out that Aldi is venturing into new areas like insurance and food delivery, which contradicts the simple, focused business model that originally built trust. The mechanism is clear. When a retailer controls the brand, they can change the product without announcing it. There is no national brand reputation to protect. There is no manufacturer name on the packet to hold accountable. Aldi can quietly swap a supplier, change a recipe, reduce a portion, or substitute a cheaper ingredient, and the shopper only notices when the taste is wrong or the packet feels lighter. The marketing promises consistency and value. The reality delivers slow, silent degradation that loyal customers feel betrayed by. You fell in love with a product, then they changed it without telling you. That is not value, that is deception by omission. Have you noticed an Aldi favorite tasting different lately? Drop it in the comments. Number 8, the Australian-made deception. This is one of the most elegant tricks in Aldi's marketing playbook. Walk through any Aldi store and you will see Australian flags, maps of Australia, labels that say made in Australia, product of Australia. The company proudly states that 100% of its meat and eggs, 97% of its fresh fruit and vegetables, and 82% of its dairy comes from Australian suppliers. That sounds fantastic. But here is what most shoppers miss. Made in Australia does not mean grown in Australia. It does not mean raised in Australia. It means processed or packaged in Australia. Under current Australian labelling laws, a product can be made from imported ingredients, simply assembled or packaged in Australia, and legally labelled as made in Australia. Choice investigations have found that many Aldi products, while technically meeting the Made in Australia standard, contain significant imported components. The packaging might say Australian. The ingredients might come from Europe, Asia, or South America. This matters because Australian food standards, animal welfare regulations, and agricultural practices differ from those overseas. When you think you are supporting local farmers, you might actually be buying imported ingredients that were simply bagged or blended in an Australian factory. The marketing promises local, homegrown goodness. The labelling reality reveals a legal loophole that allows imported content to wear the Australian flag. You are paying for a story that is technically true, but fundamentally misleading. Did you know made in Australia does not mean grown here? Let me know in the comments if this surprises you. Number 9, the customer service void. When something goes wrong at Aldi, getting help is notoriously difficult. The company does not operate a traditional customer service phone line for in-store issues. You cannot simply call your local Aldi and speak to a manager. Complaints must be submitted through online forms. Shoppers report that responses are slow, generic, and often unsatisfying. Review sites like Trustpilot and Pissed Consumer are filled with complaints about spoiled food, rotten chicken, moldy strawberries, and unhelpful staff. The average rating on some consumer review platforms sits well below 3 stars. Many shoppers report that when they return a faulty or spoiled product, the refund process is bureaucratic and humiliating. Compare this to Coles or Woolworths, where customer service desks are staffed, phone lines are open, and complaints are generally handled with less friction. Aldi's no-frills model extends to after-sales support. They have cut the costs of customer service just like they have cut the costs of product sourcing. The result is that when you are the victim of a bad product, a recall, or a spoiled item, you are often left navigating a website form and hoping someone responds. The marketing promises simplicity and efficiency. The reality delivers a support system that makes the customer feel like an inconvenience. You are not a person with a problem. You are a ticket in a queue, and that queue is long. Ever tried to get a refund at Aldi and hit a wall? Tell me your story in the comments. Now, do you see the pattern? Every single issue on this list traces back to the same root cause. The private label model prioritizes cost and opacity over transparency and accountability. When Aldi owns the brand, they own the narrative. They can change suppliers without telling you. They can cut quality without announcing it. They can import ingredients while waving the Australian flag. And when things go wrong, the brand name on the packet is just a label Aldi invented, not a real manufacturer you can research or hold accountable. The system is designed to make you feel smart for saving money while quietly removing the safeguards that protect you. The rubber, the metal, the glass, the Listeria, the fake Oregano, the empty special buys shelves, the shrinking products, the misleading labels, and the absent customer service. These are not isolated incidents. They are the predictable outputs of a system that treats your trust as a renewable resource and your safety as a cost to be managed. But here is the part that changes everything. You do not have to play this game. There are better ways to shop, better places to spend your money, and better systems to trust. Number 1, shop at Harris Farm Markets for fresh produce. Harris Farm is not perfect, but their transparency is on another level compared to Aldi. They label the exact farm or region where most of their fruit and vegetables come from. You can see the provenance. You can trace the product. Their imperfect picks range reduces food waste while saving you money on produce that is just as nutritious but cosmetically irregular. When you buy a carrot from Harris Farm, you know it came from a real farm in New South Wales or Victoria, not a global supply chain that passed through 3 countries before reaching the shelf. You are buying food with a story you can verify, not a label that hides everything. Number 2, buy meat from a whole-carcass independent butcher. This is the single most powerful move you can make as a meat buyer in Australia. A real butcher who buys whole animals and breaks them down in-house knows exactly where the meat came from, what breed it was, how it was fed, and how long it was hung. Shops like Feather and Bone in Sydney, or equivalent butchers in Melbourne, Brisbane and Perth, do not rely on pre-packaged trays from industrial processors. They deal directly with farmers. They can answer your questions. They do not inject meat with water. They do not disguise old cuts with marinade. They do not import frozen pork and call it Australian. Yes, it costs more per kilogram. But you are paying for meat, not water, not filler, not mystery protein. The relationship promises knowledge and accountability. The butcher delivers it every single time. When you walk out of a real butcher shop, you know what you bought. When you walk out of Aldi, you know what the label says. Those are not the same thing. Number 3, buy pantry staples from transparent national brands at Coles or Woolworths. This might sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you buy a national brand product from Coles or Woolworths, you know exactly who made it. The manufacturer is named on the packet. Their reputation is on the line. If they put metal in their food or rubber in their snacks, the national media destroys them. They have a brand to protect that extends far beyond one supermarket. Aldi's private labels have no such vulnerability. If an Aldi exclusive brand fails, Aldi simply discontinues it and creates a new label. The shopper forgets. The cycle continues. National brands, for all their flaws, are more accountable because their name is their business. When you buy Sanitarium, Arnott's or Cadbury, you know who you are dealing with. That transparency has value. That accountability has value. And that value is worth more than the few dollars you save by buying a mystery brand in a discount store. Here is the truth that should reframe how you shop forever. Do not buy the illusion of saving money. Buy the reality of knowing what you are eating. The Aldi model is brilliant at making you feel like a savvy shopper. The narrow aisles, the quarter trolley, the limited range, it all signals efficiency and intelligence. But efficiency without transparency is just a cheaper way to take risks with your health, your time, and your trust. Every time you choose a transparent supply chain over a private label mystery, you are voting for accountability. Every time you buy from a butcher who can name the farm, you are voting for quality over volume. Every time you check a recall register before buying a discount snack, you are voting for safety over convenience. The system only changes when enough people stop accepting the trade-off. The power to change this does not sit with Aldi. It sits with you. They will only change their sourcing, their quality control, and their transparency when enough shoppers demand it by walking away. Your money is your vote. Your choices are your voice. And every time you spend $1, you are telling the market what you will accept. Tap like so we can get this in front of every Australian who shops at Aldi before they fill their trolley with products they should not trust. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications because the supermarket industry is shifting fast and we are going to keep exposing what is really on the shelf, what is really in the packet, and what is really happening behind the marketing. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a bad experience with an Aldi product? Spoiled food, a failed special buy, a recall you only found out about after you ate it? Tell me in the comments because your story helps everyone else see what is really going on inside the discount machine.